Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news, so, folks, buckle up because the NFL landscape is shifting, and the Falcons are right in the middle of it. The latest whispers and league sources suggest a blockbuster trade that could redefine our defense and give us that extra push we've been craving. And yes, I'm talking about the potential acquisition of Roquan Smith from the Baltimore Ravens. This isn't just some rumor floating around. It's a serious possibility, and it could have huge ramifications for Atlanta's future, especially as we look to solidify our defense and make a real push in the second half of the season. Now, in case you've been off the grid or just want a quick refresher, the Ravens are currently in a bit of a rebuild mode. After a rough start of 4-5 and with Lamar Jackson dealing with a hamstring strain, an injury confirmed by MRI that sidelined him for about 4 weeks, they're looking to get cap space and draft picks to build something sustainable. Sources close to the league are indicating that Baltimore is willing to move Roquan Smith, their star linebacker, for a third-round pick in the 2026 draft. And in doing so, they'd free up around $15 million in salary cap space. That's a lot of cap room, especially at this stage of the season. And it's clear they're prioritizing their cap flexibility and future assets over trying to make a playoff run this year. Their odds of making the postseason are currently around plus 400, and their defense, ranked 17th in points allowed at 23 per game, isn't exactly dominating. They're stockpiling draft picks after the trade deadline, and this move would make a lot of sense for them. Kind of like what happened last year with Bobby Wagner, who was traded from the Seahawks to the Rams and immediately made a huge impact. On the other side, the Falcons, sitting at 3-5, have been somewhat in limbo. They haven't made any big moves at the deadline, and some fans are feeling a bit frustrated seeing the team stand pat, especially with key players like linebacker Diblo on IR due to a concussion, and linebacker Anderson still out with a knee injury until Week 10. The need for a player like Roquan Smith, who is an elite linebacker, is glaring. Our defense has been solid but inconsistent, and adding a player of Smith's caliber could be the missing piece that takes us from a decent defense to a top-tier unit. His ability to read plays quickly, make tackles, and lead the defense is exactly what we need to elevate our performance, especially in the NFC South, where every game counts. If this trade happens, it's not just a boost for the Falcons' defense, it's a game changer. Roquan Smith is not your average linebacker. He's been a tackling machine, leading the league in tackles and stops, and he's also got a knack for making big plays, interceptions, forced fumbles, and third-down stops that can turn the tide of a game. His stats speak volumes. Over his career, he's accumulated more than 850 tackles, 12 sacks, and has a coverage EPA of -0.29, which is impressive for a linebacker. His PFF grade in 2025 so far is an elite 91. And he's earned All-Pro honors twice already. What makes him stand out even more is his sideline speed, running a 4.58 40-yard dash, and how well he reads plays, which translates into his ability to stop the run, defend passes, and generate turnovers. The Ravens would be giving up a player of immense value, but they're doing so for cap relief, about $12 million in free space, and to focus on boosting their pass rush, which has been somewhat inconsistent. They have other linebackers like Queen, but some reports suggest they're a bit skeptical about losing a player like Smith, especially considering their projected record of 8-9 and the odds of winning a Super Bowl at plus 500. The trade makes sense from their perspective. They're trying to rebuild smartly, stockpile draft picks, and focus on developing their young talent. For Atlanta, acquiring Roquan Smith would be a massive step forward. His addition would fill a void in our linebacker core, especially during these injury-plagued weeks. Currently, our linebackers are doing their best, but the difference a player like Smith would make can't be overstated. His tackling, leadership, and ability to make plays on third down would immediately boost our defense's efficiency. Not to mention, his stats in 2025 show a player who can be a difference maker, increasing tackles per game, improving our run defense, and helping us generate more turnovers. something we desperately need to climb into the top 10 defenses in the league. Let's not forget about the impact this could have on the overall team. The Falcons' defense has been solid, but not enough to carry us through tough NFC South battles or playoff clinching moments. With Smith in the middle, our defensive coordinator would have more flexibility to dial up blitzes and create mismatches. His presence alone can elevate the entire unit, making our coverage tighter and our run defense more aggressive. Imagine him flying around the field, reading plays like a chess master, and leading our defense with that intensity we love to see from our team. Of course, there's always some skepticism. Moving assets for a linebacker like Rockwin isn't without risk. The Ravens are taking a chance, but for us, the potential upside is enormous. It's about making a statement. The Falcons are serious about contending, about taking the next step, and about building a defense that can carry us deep into the playoffs and beyond. With Smith on board, our chances of winning close games against run-heavy teams like the Panthers, or even making a splash in the wildcard race, skyrocket. It's reminiscent of the Falcons' best days when players like Urlacher or Ray Lewis inspired defenses that dominated games, and Rockwin Smith could be that kind of player for us. Looking ahead, this trade could also have ripple effects on the NFC South standings. The Saints have been competitive, but our improved defense with Smith could give us enough of an edge to flip the division. Our offensive scheme, led by Desmond Ridder and a solid rushing attack, paired with a stout defense, could become a nightmare for opposing offenses. The Falcons are trending upward, and adding Smith could be the final piece that transforms us into a legitimate playoff contender. His ability to boost tackles, create turnovers, and make game-changing plays will be instrumental in our quest to return to the postseason and aim for that elusive Super Bowl title. Now, the odds for the Super Bowl are already reflecting this potential shift. Right now, the Falcons are not considered favorites, but if this trade materializes and our defense improves as expected, we could see those odds shortening significantly. A +6-0 shot could turn into something much more plausible, maybe +2, 500, or even better, if we start winning tight games and climbing the standings. This is the kind of move that can energize the entire team and our fan base, bringing new hope and excitement for what's to come. And let's be honest, if we manage to pull this off, it's not just a win for the Falcons. It's a message to the rest of the league that we're here to contend, to challenge the Giants, and to make our mark. Rockwin Smith's addition would be a statement that the Falcons are serious about winning, about building a defense that's as fierce as our passionate fans. It's about turning potential into reality, and with Smith's elite skills, we're talking about a transformation that could propel us into the upper echelons of the NFC. So, Falcons fans, keep your eyes peeled. The trade window is closing, but if this move happens, it'll be a game changer. Our team will be better, faster, smarter on defense. We'll have that extra edge to compete against the best, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be talking about a playoff run that ends in Atlanta with a trip to the Super Bowl. The future looks bright, and this could be the move that takes us there. Stay tuned, stay fired up, and let's keep believing that the best days are ahead of us. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. Do you believe Rockwin Smith could be the missing piece that finally pushes us over the top? Are you excited about the potential impact on our defense and our playoff chances? I know I am, and I can't wait to see how this story unfolds. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Let's keep our passion alive and continue supporting our team. Because when the chips are down, we're the ones standing tall, cheering loud, and dreaming big. The Falcons are on the rise, and with a little bit of luck and a lot of heart, this could be the year we finally soar again. Thanks for riding along, and as always, Go Falcons.